Welcome back to the Deep Dive. You brought a whole stack of articles for us this time, all about the top movies of 2024.
Yeah, it's a pretty impressive pile.
Everything from box office hits to those under-the-radar gems, right? We've got some Wikipedia data on the big earners,
Uh-huh.
a Google TV blog post on overall trends.
And then some best of lists from IndieWire, Paste Magazine, and Sight and Sound.
Oh, and we even found a top 50 best films list with audience ratings. You're looking for the big picture here, right?
Ugh.
What defined cinema in 2024?
Exactly. What were the films that got people talking, both critics and audiences? And of course, we had to dig up some films you might want to check out yourself. Ready to dive in?
Let's do it. Okay, let's start with those heavy hitters at the box office. Wikipedia tells us Inside Out 2 was a total juggernaut. It pulled in almost $1.7 billion globally.
That's insane.
I know, right? But what's interesting is why it connected so deeply.
Inside Out 2 really seemed to tap into something, didn't it? It might have been that post-pandemic craving for emotional connection. I mean, the first film already explored those universal feelings so brilliantly.
Oh, for sure.
And the sequel just took it to a whole new level, you know? Plus, Pixar's animation just keeps getting more sophisticated, just pulls you right into the story.
Yeah, they're masters at tugging at those heartstrings.
Mm-hmm.
But Pixar wasn't the only one breaking records, was it? Deadpool and Wolverine also crossed that billion-dollar mark. So much for superhero fatigue.
Well, I think audiences are just getting more selective. They're kind of tired of the same old superhero formula.
Yeah, I get that.
But when you offer something fresh, like the unexpected pairing of Deadpool and Wolverine, people will show up. Or, a story that subverts expectations.
Yeah.
It's not just about the capes and explosions anymore.
It's about the characters, the
Oh.
heart of the story. It makes you wonder what they'll come up with next to keep things fresh.
Yeah.
Now, something else that caught my eye on the box office list. YOLO from China. It really climbed the ranks. Does this signal that Hollywood's grip on the global box office is loosening?
It's definitely a sign of the times. Global cinema is having a moment, and audiences are really hungry for stories from different cultures, different perspectives.
For sure.
Filmmakers worldwide are rising to the challenge, creating captivating films that resonate on a global scale. It's a pretty exciting time to be a film enthusiast, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And speaking of global influences, we can't forget Wicked. It seems like movie musicals are having a resurgence, right?
Well, Wicked definitely tapped into an existing fan base with its Broadway success, but I think it also attracted new audiences. There's this real nostalgia for the spectacle and emotional resonance of musicals on the big screen. The success of Wicked might actually encourage studios to invest more in the genre, and that could be really exciting, Imagine what other beloved musicals could be brought to life in a cinematic way.
I'm already picturing it. But box office success doesn't always equal critical acclaim, right? The IndieWire list of the top 50 films of 2024 tells a slightly different story. There's some overlap, but some interesting differences pop up. Hard Truths by Mike Leigh, Nickel Boys by Ramel Ross, the documentary No Other Land, and Janet Planet all got rave reviews. But they weren't exactly box office giants. What sets these films apart in the eyes of critics?
Well, these films, they often prioritize artistic merit over mass appeal.
Interesting.
They tackle complex themes, they explore unconventional narratives, or showcase really exceptional performances.
Okay.
And that resonates deeply with critics. For example, Hard Truths is praised for its really subtle exploration of family dynamics and its ability to find compassion even in seemingly unpleasant characters. Nickel Boys, on the other hand, dives into the brutal realities of a reform school during the Jim Crow era. It's not an easy watch, but it's powerful and a necessary one. Then you have No Other Land, a documentary that offers a really nuanced perspective on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, giving voice to those often marginalized in the mainstream media. And Janet Planet, with its quiet observation of a young girl's coming-of-age story.
Yeah.
It showcases Annie Baker's incredible talent for capturing the nuances of everyday life.
So it seems like these films really prioritize asking those tough questions and making you think, even if it means they might not have the broadest appeal.
Exactly. They're invitations to engage with challenging subjects and to reflect on the world around us, which is something critics often value very highly.
If we compare this to audience reactions, things get even more interesting. The top 50 films list shows us that The Substance, with its chilling horror and Demi Moore's comeback performance, resonated really strongly with viewers. But Alien, Romulus, seem to get a more mixed reception. Why do you think that is?
It's always fascinating to see how critical acclaim and audience reception align or don't. Horror films, like The Substance, often find a dedicated fan base. a fan base that really appreciates their unique blend of scares and, thought-provoking themes. And Demi Moore's performance definitely added to the buzz.
Right.
But Alien, Romulus, even with its iconic franchise background, might not have lived up to everyone's expectations. Perhaps it took risks that didn't land with certain viewers. Or maybe it strayed too far from what people loved about the originals. It's a good reminder that taste is subjective, and what thrills one person might leave another cold.
So true. Okay, let's zoom out for a second and look at all these films together. What kind of patterns or trends emerge from 2024? Any big themes jumping out at you?
Oh, there are definitely some recurring threads. One of the most prominent is the exploration of complicated family dynamics. We see this in films like His Three Daughters, where three estranged sisters reunite to care for their ailing father, and then Small Things Like These, which examines the impact of societal pressures on a family in 1980s Ireland. These films offer really intimate glimpses into the joys and struggles that kind of bind families together, but they don't shy away from the messy realities either.
Sounds like 2024 was the year for unpacking all that family baggage on screen.
It really was. And another trend that stands out is the exploration of the past and its lasting impact on the present. Films like The Brutalist, which follows a Jewish architect's journey after fleeing Europe,
Right.
and Exuma, a South Korean thriller that unearths the secrets of a cursed grave, demonstrate how the weight of the past can influence lives and choices in the present. It's like these films are saying, we can never truly escape history. It just, shapeshifts into something new.
That's a really powerful thought. It makes you wonder what legacies we're carrying without even realizing it.
Exactly. And we can't overlook the surge of films tackling social and political issues head on. Civil War, Green Border, No Other Land, and Terrestrial Verses all offer really sharp critiques of societal injustices and the consequences of political decisions. They aren't afraid to hold a mirror up to the world and make us uncomfortable.
It's like they're saying, hey, wake up. These are the conversations we need to be having.
Precisely. And that's what's so exciting about the cinematic landscape right now. Filmmakers are exploring such a diverse storytelling approaches, engaging with those complex themes, and using their platform to amplify really important voices. It's a testament to cinema's power to entertain, provoke, and challenge audiences worldwide.
I love that. Okay, now comes the part I've been looking forward to, helping you discover some hidden gems you might really love. Based on what you've shared about your preferences for emotionally resonant stories, I think His Three Daughters and A Different Man would be right up your alley.
Oh, His Three Daughters is a masterclass in character-driven storytelling. Carrie Coon, Natasha Lyonne, and Elizabeth Olsen
Wow, what a lineup.
deliver such captivating performances as sisters grappling with their past and present. The film beautifully portrays the complexities of family relationships, but it also doesn't shy away from the raw emotions and conflicts that, simmer beneath the surface. It's the kind of film that stays with you long after the credits roll.
That sounds incredible. And what about A Different Man? What makes it so special?
Well, A Different Man takes this darkly comedic and thought-provoking look at identity transformation. Sebastian Stan gives a phenomenal performance as a man who undergoes a radical facial transformation.
Yeah.
It forces him to confront his own perceptions of self and beauty. It's a really clever blend of humor and social commentary, making you question how we judge others and, the masks we all wear.
Those both sound like must-sees. And since you're also drawn to historical dramas with unique perspectives, I think you'd be captivated by Dahomey and Small Things Like These.
Dahomey is visually stunning and politically charged. It follows the journey of looted African artifacts as they're returned to Benin. The film blends documentary and fantasy elements in a really interesting way, offering a powerful meditation on colonialism, restitution, and the reclaiming of cultural heritage. It's a film that will stay with you long after the credits roll.
Wow, that sounds like a powerful experience. And what about Small Things Like These? You mentioned it earlier, but what makes it stand out for you?
Small Things Like These is this quiet but powerful Irish drama set in the 1980s. It centers on a laundromat owner who discovers a dark secret at a local Magdalen laundry. If you're not familiar, Magdalen laundries were institutions run by the Catholic Church in Ireland,
Oh, yeah.
where fallen women were essentially imprisoned and forced to work in really harsh conditions. The film's protagonist is forced to confront the town's complicity in this system, making him question his own morality and responsibility. It's a poignant reflection on individual choices amidst a system of oppression, inviting viewers to consider the complexities of morality and social responsibility.
Sounds like a film that stays with you long after the credits roll. What other films might appeal to someone with your taste?
It definitely packs an emotional punch. But let's broaden our scope a bit. There's so many other cinematic gems from 2024 worth exploring. For instance, The Promised Land might appeal to a wider audience, especially those who appreciate a good historical drama.
Oh, tell me about that one. It's been on my radar, but I haven't had a chance to dive into it yet.
The Promised Land takes us to 18th century Denmark. It's the story of a retired military officer, played brilliantly by Mads Mikkelsen, who sets his sights on cultivating this piece of land that everyone considers, like, barren, impossible to farm. The film is visually stunning, capturing the raw beauty of the Danish landscape. But it's Mikkelsen's performance that truly anchors the story. He embodies the character's unwavering determination, but also his internal struggles and the sacrifices he makes in pursuit of his ambition. It's a film that will resonate with anyone who has ever felt driven by, a seemingly impossible dream.
Sounds like a film that beautifully blends historical setting with a deeply personal and relatable story. Now, for our action-loving listeners out there, we can't forget Thelma. This one seems to put a really unique spin on the genre, wouldn't you say?
Thelma flips the script on the typical action hero. It stars the incredible June Squibb as a grandmother who sets out on this hilarious and heartwarming mission to recover her stolen savings. Get this, she actually performs her own stunts.
No way.
The film is a joy to watch. It's proving that age is no barrier to adventure or kicking some serious butt. It's a feel-good movie that celebrates the strength and resilience of older characters, proving that you're never too old to be an action hero.
I love that. It's so refreshing to see a film that challenges those ageist stereotypes and reminds us that everyone has a story to tell, regardless of age. Now, for the horror fans out there, we have Love Lies Bleeding, which sounds equal parts thrilling and disturbing. What can you tell us about that one?
Love Lies Bleeding is this captivating and kind of unsettling blend of genres. It's combining elements of thriller, crime drama, and psychological horror. It delves into the dark side of obsession and desire, as a gym manager becomes entangled in this dangerous relationship with a bodybuilder. Kristen Stewart and Katie O'Brien give powerful performances, and director Rose Glass masterfully crafts a world that is both seductive and terrifying. It's a film that lingers in your mind long after the credits roll, making you question the boundaries of love, loyalty, and the lengths we'll go to for those we desire.
Definitely sounds like a film that pushes those boundaries
Yeah.
and gets under your skin. 2024 seems to be full of films that defy easy categorization and challenge conventions.
You're absolutely right. It's as if filmmakers were consciously pushing those boundaries, experimenting with genre, exploring unconventional narratives. It's this willingness to take risks that really contributed to the diversity and richness of the films we saw this year.
And speaking of risk takers, we have to talk about National Anthem, a film that sounds both captivating and potentially challenging for viewers. What can you tell us about this one?
National Anthem is this visually stunning and thought-provoking film that transports us to the American West. But it's not your typical Western. It follows this young man who becomes infatuated with a barrel racer, leading him on this journey of self-discovery that really challenges those traditional notions of masculinity and romance. The cinematography is breathtaking. It captures these vast landscapes and intimate moments with equal power. It's a film that stays with you, sparking conversations and inviting you to kind of question societal expectations.
Sounds like a film that celebrates individuality and dares to explore those unspoken desires. And for our cinephiles who appreciate films that explore the power of cinema itself, we have Victor Eris's long-awaited return to filmmaking with Close Your Eyes. This one has been generating quite a buzz.
And for good reason. Close Your Eyes is a masterpiece, a meditation on memory, loss, and the enduring impact of film. It follows the story of a filmmaker who vanished years ago, and the profound effect his absence has had on those who knew him. Eris is a master of subtle storytelling. He uses visuals and this evocative imagery to convey emotions that words just simply cannot capture. It's a film that will resonate deeply with anyone who's ever been moved by the magic of cinema and the power of storytelling.
Sounds like a film that honors the art of filmmaking itself, while also exploring those deeply human stories behind the camera. Now let's talk about a film that has sparked quite a bit of discussion and even controversy, The Substance.
The Substance is a bold and provocative horror film that really pushes the boundaries of taste. It challenges viewers' comfort zones. It explores these themes of aging, beauty standards, and the lengths people will go to for fame and recognition. Demi Moore gives this powerhouse performance as a fading celebrity who turns to a black market drug that promises to transform her into, a younger version of herself. The film is visually striking, but it's not for the faint of heart. Director Coralie Farget uses practical effects to create these moments of both beauty and grotesqueness, leaving a lasting impression on the viewer. It's a film that makes a statement forcing us to confront our own anxieties about aging and the price of beauty in a culture obsessed with youth.
It definitely sounds like a film that stays with you long after you've seen it. And for those who enjoy films that blur the lines between reality and fantasy, there's Bird. It sounds both gritty and enchanting. What can you tell us about this one?
Bird is a unique and captivating film that kind of um, defies easy categorization. It follows this young woman living in a squat who encounters this mysterious character named Bird. The film weaves this dreamlike atmosphere, blurring those lines between realism and fantasy as it explores themes of isolation, connection, and the power of imagination. Director Andrea Arnold has this signature style that is both raw and poetic, and it's on full display here. It's a film that will appeal to viewers who appreciate unconventional narratives and stories that linger in the spaces between reality and dreams.
Sounds like a film that transports you to another world. Now, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about films that delve into social and political commentary. Terrestrial Versus seems to be a powerful film that exposes the harsh realities of life under a restrictive regime.
Terrestrial Verses offers a glimpse into the absurdities and indignities of life in Iran. Under a restrictive regime, the film follows 9 individuals as they navigate these bureaucratic hurdles and face these absurd limitations on their freedom. It's a film that manages to be both humorous and heartbreaking, exposing the ways in which power can be used to control and manipulate individuals. But at its core, it's a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. In the face of oppression, it's a powerful reminder of the importance of fighting for basic freedoms and the ways in which humor and satire can be used to expose injustice.
It sounds like a film that stays with you long after you've seen it. Sticking with this theme of social commentary, we have Inshallah a Boy, which explores gender roles and societal expectations in Jordan.
Inshallah, a Boy is a poignant and insightful film that follows this widowed woman in Jordan as she fights to keep her home and protect her daughter after her husband's death. The film exposes these deep inequalities women face in Jordanian society, particularly regarding inheritance laws and social customs that favor men. It's a story of resilience, highlighting the strength and resourcefulness of women in the face of adversity. But it also raises important questions about tradition, patriarchy, and the need for social change.
A powerful reminder that even within deeply ingrained traditions and cultural norms, individuals can choose to fight for what's right. And speaking of films that challenge expectations, Daughters offers a unique perspective on fatherhood within the American prison system.
Daughters is a deeply moving documentary that captures the emotional complexities of incarcerated fathers and their daughters as they prepare for a date with dad dance. It provides this rare and intimate glimpse into the challenges and joys of maintaining familial bonds. Despite that physical separation, the film is both heartwarming and heartbreaking, reminding us of the importance of human connection, even in the most difficult of circumstances. It's a film that will resonate with anyone who has ever experienced the challenges of maintaining family ties amidst difficult circumstances.
It sounds like a film that offers a humanizing perspective on a system that often dehumanizes those within it. Now, for our listeners who are drawn to stories of artistic passion and the creative process, we have Apollonia, a documentary that follows the journey of a young French painter.
Apollonia is a visually stunning and emotionally resonant documentary that spans 13 years in the life of French painter Apollonia Sokol. We witness her evolution as an artist, the highs and lows of her creative journey, and the challenges she faces navigating the art world. The film is a testament to the power of art to express oneself, connect with others, and find meaning in the world.
It sounds like a film that celebrates the dedication, passion, and vulnerability that comes with pursuing a creative life. Now let's talk about a film that seems to offer a unique blend of humor and social commentary. Chronicles of a Wandering Saint.
Chronicles of a Wandering Saint is a delightful and thought-provoking film that follows the journey of this woman, who is mistaken for a saint. It's a quirky and heartwarming story that gently satirizes religious fervor, while also exploring themes of faith, belief, and the search for meaning. The performances are charming, and the film's lighthearted tone makes it an enjoyable watch. It's a refreshing take on spirituality and belief systems, inviting us to kind of question our own assumptions and find humor in the unexpected.
Sounds like a film that reminds us to embrace the absurdities of life and find joy in the journey. And for our listeners who love historical epics that transport them to different times and places, there's Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, a prequel that dives into the backstory of one of cinema's most iconic characters.
Furiosa. A Mad Max saga expands the Mad Max universe in a visually stunning and action-packed way. Anya Taylor-Joy gives an incredible performance as Furiosa, navigating a post-apocalyptic world filled with danger and despair. Director George Miller once again showcases his masterful world building and visual storytelling, creating this immersive and unforgettable cinematic experience. It's a must-see for fans of the franchise and anyone who appreciates films that combine spectacle, action, and compelling character development.
Sounds like a film that takes us on a thrilling ride while also delving into the complexities of its characters. And for those who enjoy films that challenge viewers to think critically and question their own assumptions, we have Do Not Expect Too Much from the End of the World, a film that sounds like a fascinating blend of satire, social commentary, and meta-narrative.
Do Not Expect Too Much from the End of the World is a brilliant and thought-provoking film that takes a satirical look at the state of the world and our relationship with media. The film follows this young Romanian woman as she navigates the mundane realities of her job, while also creating provocative content for social media. It cleverly blurs the lines between fiction and reality, prompting viewers to question the authenticity and impact of the media we consume. It's a challenging but rewarding film that will appeal to viewers who enjoy intellectually stimulating narratives and films that push the boundaries of storytelling.
Sounds like a film that sparks conversations and makes you question the world around you. And finally, for those who appreciate those raw and unflinching portrayals of reality, we have Sing Sing, a film that delves into the world of prison theater and the transformative power of art.
Sing Sing is a powerful and moving film that showcases the transformative power of art within the American prison system. What makes this film truly special is that it features performances by former inmates who participated in the rehabilitation through the arts program at Sing Sing Prison. Their lived experiences bring this authenticity and emotional depth to the film. That is simply remarkable. It's a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the ability of art to provide hope and redemption, even in the darkest of places.
Sounds like a film that offers a powerful message of hope and transformation. We've covered a lot of ground today, exploring a wide range of films from various genres and perspectives. What stands out to you as the most significant takeaway from our exploration of 2024 in film?
It's been quite a journey, hasn't it?
It really has.
I think what strikes me most is the sheer range of human experiences we've encountered through these films. From those quiet, character-driven stories to epic adventures, to those thought-provoking documentaries, 2024 really showcased the power of cinema to transport us, challenge us, and just make us feel deeply.
It really does feel like we've traveled the world and back again. All through the lens of these incredible films, we've laughed, we've cried, we've questioned, and we've been inspired. And you know what? We've only just scratched the surface.
Yeah.
There are so many more cinematic gems out there just waiting to be discovered.
That's the beauty of it, isn't it? There's always something new to explore, a different perspective to consider, another story waiting to be told. If we think about 2024 as a whole, it seems like it was a year of reflection and rebellion in film. We saw filmmakers looking back at the past, grappling with its impact on the present, while also pushing boundaries, challenging norms, sparking important conversations.
It makes you wonder what directions cinema will take in the years to come. What new stories will be told, what boundaries will be broken.
That's the exciting part. We get to be a part of that evolution. As viewers, every film we watch, every story we engage with, it shapes the landscape of cinema.
Well said. Before we wrap up, I have one final question for you. Out of all the films and themes we've discussed today, was there anything that particularly resonated with you? Something that maybe sparked a new interest or made you want to dive deeper?
That's a great question to ponder. It might reveal something about what's capturing your imagination right now, what kind of stories you're drawn to, or even what issues are most important to you.
It's like a little window into your own cinematic soul. Well, that about wraps up our deep dive into the films of 2024. Hopefully this has given you some new perspectives, some films to add to your watch list, and maybe even spark some ideas for future deep dives.
Until then, happy watching.
Happy holidays.